In this video on conic sections, I'm going to talk about the ellipse and how to convert between the graph and the equations. As you'll see, the ellipse is really just a squashed circle, but we still have a center of hk from before. However, our radius is now split into two types, one for the horizontal position, one for the vertical position. These are called the semi-major and the semi-minor axis, respectively. Once again, we have a Cartesian equation. This is really quite similar to the Cartesian equation for a circle, which I'll write out now. And really what we're doing is we're actually just going to divide through by r squared. Now what that means is the right-hand side actually cancels out and becomes 1. And the left-hand side, instead of using r squared, I'm now going to use a squared, because a refers to the x position and b refers to the y position over here. The parametric equations are similarly a and b change from r. Otherwise, everything else stays the same. Having a go at writing the equations now, the first thing we want to do, just like with the circle, is find out where our center is. Once again, you can generally just eyeball it. So we get h and k, where h in this case will be 0 and k will be 1. The value for a and b are given by finding first the horizontal distance from the center to the outside, which will be 4 in this case, and the vertical, which is 2 in this case. So let's plug them in, and we get x minus 0 squared. Now normally we would write it as x squared rather than x minus 0, because you don't actually need all of this part here. So x squared over a squared, which you could write as 4 squared, or you could write it as 16. Either is fine. I'll leave it as 16 for now. Y minus k, that's y minus 1 squared over 2 squared, which is 4 for consistency. And that's equal to 1. With our parametric, let's just plug them in. So x equals 4 cosine t. Now you can write plus 0, but there's no need, so I'll just get rid of it. And y equals 2 sine t plus k, which is plus 1 in this case. Now we'll have a go at drawing some conics. So the first is in Cartesian form. So let's find our values for h, k, a, and b. So h is our horizontal position of the center, and normally we write this part as x minus h and y minus k. So the value for h here is actually going to have to be negative 2, and for k it will have to be negative 1. And that's because x minus negative 2 is actually the same as x plus 2. And similarly for k. Now a is going to be 2 and b is going to be 5, because that is 2 squared and 5 squared. For the second one, h and k are just going to be 4 and minus 2 from here and here, and a and b are going to be 4 and 2 from here and here. Let's draw the first one. So we have a position here, and is our center, and we're going to go 2 to the right along a, that's our major axis, and then 5 up and down. Make sure you're counting the squares correctly. That's along our minor axis. I know we say minor axis, but it can be bigger, as we'll see in this case here. It just means vertical axis. Oh, draw that again. It's a very, very poor ellipse. But that's the idea. Let's have a go at the second one, which is 4 minus 2. Then we just go 4 across and 2 up and draw it in. Thanks for watching.